Check one, check two, check two. Sarath sir, you have mentioned that you can't uh, hear the sound. Is it okay now?
Good morning, everyone. So we are waiting for the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor. We will start the session soon once they are here. Good morning to all distinguished guests, respected academics, and cherished alumni, both those present here with us and who's joining us virtually from across the world. Today is not just another formal gathering, it is a moment where time folds in on itself, where the past, present, and future of the University of Peradeniya meet in one shared space. We are here to celebrate something deeper than partnerships. We are here to celebrate relationships built across years, across continents, and across generations. Relationships that have carried ideas from lecture halls to laboratories, from Sri Lanka to the wider world, and back again with purpose. The collaboration between the University of Peradeniya, the University of Illinois System, and Sivananthan Laboratories is not just an institutional connection. It is a reflection of what happens when people choose not to forget where they began, when knowledge is not only gained but given back. And as we mark the Golden Jubilee of the 1976 batch, we're reminded that legacy is not measured in years alone, but in impact in the lives touched, the opportunities created, and the paths made easier for those who follow. Today, we honor that journey, and more importantly, we continue it. It is with great pride and heartfelt gratitude that I welcome you all to this very special occasion. Now, I would like to invite the following dignitaries to take your seats at the head table. Professor Lakshman Disanayake, the Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, Professor Terence Madhujit, the Vice Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, Professor Ranjit Pallegama, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, Professor Cyril Vijay Sundara, President of the Alumni Association of University of Peradeniya, and Professor M.D. Lamawan, representing the tripartite collaboration between the University of Peradeniya, University of Illinois System, and Sivananthan Laboratories. And I would also like to invite Professor Kapila Gunawardena to the head table. Before we proceed with the speeches, may I kindly request all speakers to adhere to the allocated time for their remarks so that we may maintain the smooth flow of the program. With that being said, we are moving to the first person. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Professor Susiji Vikramasinghe, a valued member of the University of Peradeniya community who has played a key role in establishing the multidisciplinary research laboratory and has been part of this collaboration from its very beginning. Sir, the podium is yours.
Good morning to everyone. The chairman of the University Grant Commission, Professor Kapila Seneviratne, the chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Lakshman Disanayake, the vice chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Terence Madhujit, deputy vice chancellor, Professor Ranjit Pallegama, former vice chancellor, Professor M.D. Lamawan, deans of all faculties, Professor Kapila Gunawardena, and alumni president, distinguished representatives from the University of Illinois and Sivananthan Laboratories, esteemed academics, distinguished alumni of the 1976 batch, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to this special event organized by the Alumni Relations Office of the University of Peradeniya. I extend a sincere and respectful welcome to our distinguished speakers and guests, both those present here in Peradeniya and those joining us virtually. We are especially honored by the presence of our valued collaborators from the University of Illinois and Sivananthan Laboratories Inc., including Professor Sivalingam Sivananthan, whose visionary leadership and remarkable philanthropy have been instrumental in advancing this partnership. I also wish to acknowledge former Vice Chancellor Professor N.B. Lamawan, the key architect who led this foundation along with our dedicated academic members at Peradeniya, who continue to strengthen this enduring collaboration. Today we gather for a dual celebration. First, we commemorate the impactful and evolving partnership between the University of Peradeniya, the University of Illinois, and Sivananthan Laboratories, USA. These are not merely formal agreements, they are dynamic engines of innovation driving initiative from pioneering solar energy projects to advancement in medical education and even exploring the interface between psychology and artificial intelligence. They exemplify the very best global academic and industry collaboration. Second, we celebrate the golden jubilee of 1976 batch. 50 years ago, you walk these ground as students. Today, you return as nation builders. You embody the degrees to deeds philosophy, which the UGC chairman will elaborate on shortly. The journey over the past half century stands as a powerful testament to the enduring foundation laid here at Peradeniya. Today's program reflects this rich legacy and forward momentum. We will hear about the Illinois network and its role in transforming connection into lasting global impact, the inspiring 1001 Farmer Program, an innovation in veterinary clinical training, an important advancement in multidisciplinary healthcare and engineering. A key highlight of this morning will be the inauguration of the official website for the Center for Collaboration. This center will serve as a lasting home for the tri-party partnership between Peradeniya, Illinois, and Sivananthan Laboratories, ensuring that the collaboration we strengthen today will benefit generations of academics and students to come. Once again, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all. May today's sessions be productive and maybe our collaboration continue to flourish, bridging distance in the shared pursuit of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to welcome Professor Lakshman Dissanayake, the Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, a respected mentor and a teacher who has guided many, including Professor Sivalingam Sivanathan, and whose vision played a key role in bringing the solar energy project to the University of Peradeniya. So this invitation is for you.
Thank you for the invitation. Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Kapila Sinaratna, Vice Chancellor, Professor Madhujit, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Pallegam, Professor Sivananthan, outside from USA, Deans of the faculties, heads of departments, Professor Cyril Vijay Chairman of the Alumni Association, and members of the 1976 batch, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. Thank you for inviting me to address this gathering where we celebrate the golden jubilee of the 1976 batch, University of Peradeniya, where Professor Sivananthan was a student in 1976. I can see Professor Andrew Vikram Singh also here, another colleague of ours. Okay, as a young lecturer, who just completed the PhD in 1977 from Indiana University Bloomington, I returned to Sri Lanka in 1977. Then this Professor Sivananthan's batch was in their second or third year. So at that time, Department of Physics had a serious problem of teachers who are capable of teaching some sections of physics, quantum mechanics, electromagnetic theory. So I was given a heavy load of lectures, and Professor Siva was in my class, third year and fourth year. So that was my first interaction with Professor Sivananthan when he was an undergraduate student. Okay, then similar to what we are doing now, we start issuing recommendation letters for university admissions. So Professor Siva got admitted to University of Chicago, Illinois, to do his PhD program. Then, since then, he used to visit Sri Lanka probably once in 2-3 years, maybe. Then after completing his PhD at UIC, he was inherent his research laboratory because his supervisor left the place, so he was he got in charge of the research project and mentoring students and all that. Then, to cut the story short, when I was due for my sabbatical in 2008, my last sabbatical year, Professor Siva said, Professor Lakshman, why don't you come to Illinois? You can spend a year here. So I was happily accepted that. I went to Illinois. So in 2008, Professor Siva was a professor there. I was a postdoctoral research professor. So that was 1 year where we had a very close interaction. Then quite often, whenever we meet during the evenings over a cup of beer or something, Professor Siva used to say, Lakshman, he was referring to himself, we have gained much from our education that we received from Peradeniya, from Sri Lanka, but we have not given back nothing. We haven't given back to the university system. So this was deeply rooted in his mind. So we were discussing how can we initiate some kind of collaboration where he, as a former alumni, would like to contribute in a smaller way. So that's how we started the Solar Edu Training Project. We call it Solar Edu Training Project, his brainchild, where 4 universities in Sri Lanka, Peradeniya, Ruhuna, Kelaniya and Jaffna was involved. 4-year project is a multifaceted project. The idea behind was, the main idea was to start making solar cells from scratch in Sri Lanka. What we do now is to buy silicon solar cells from China or some other place and fix it. We don't make solar cells. So Professor said, Sri Lanka is ideally situated as a solar cell or manufacturing hub in Southeast Asia. So we have a huge potential to become a market leader. So let's start from fundamental research. Let's try to make a solar cell by ourselves. So that was the main idea. Plus, why don't we train young solar technicians? At that time, Sri Lanka didn't have solar technicians training program through NITA. They had electricians, motor mechanics. So we suggested to NITA, on the initiation of Professor Sivananthan, why don't we start a solar technician training program at NVQ 4 and 5 levels through NITA and Sustainable Energy Authority. So it was a 4-year program, and we have trained about 400 odd solar technicians. Now the program is continued by Sustainable Energy Authority. Plus, the third aspect was to educate or to make science, especially solar energy, popular among our school children, A-level, O-level. So he started with a Sivananthan Laboratory essay competition series, island-wide. We invited A-level students to write an essay on the importance of solar energy, and we had a selection panel. and awarded cash prizes to the students who have written the best essay. So this is right. Plus another thing, we have those days we used to have what are known as hands-on experiments on solar energy. So there were two types. We bring down A-level students to the universities, show them the importance of solar energy, solar panels, what solar cells can do, turning motors or lighting, whatever. And we demonstrate them. These are the things that you can do with solar energy. So this is done on an island-wide scale. Southern provinces, Rona University was in charge. Central province, Peradeniya. Northern province, Jaffna. And Western province, Peradeniya University. So this is a hands-on demonstration program to educate A-level students. So it was a multifaceted program supported by Sri Lankan government and Professor Sivananthan side. Lasted 4 years. So we have achieved our goals, what we expected. So it was a brainchild of Professor Sivananthan. And now, second phase, he started expanding it to include other faculties, other disciplines. When Professor Lamawasa was the Vice Chancellor, actually I introduced Siva to Professor Lamawasa. So that became a big thing compared to our initial project. So now it has covered, I think, 3 or 4 faculties of Peradeniya. So I can see that it's progressing rather well, thanks to the commitment of our colleagues from this side. So I think the idea behind this today's forum discussion was to expand it some more, make this as a model program to tap the alumni of Peradeniya University. You can see one individual from a single batch has done a lot. Initiated by one individual from a 1976 batch has done this much. So why can't we tap other batches, alumni groups of Peradeniya University, and try to get the best from their whatever they can contribute to the development of infrastructure, academic programs, networking, scholarships, or whatever. So there is a message. Let's try to establish a very strong network of Peradeniya University alumni associations and try to get the best to develop our alma mater. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I would like to invite Professor Terence Madhujit, the Vice Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, who has played an exceptional role in engaging both alumni and well-wishers beyond the university, bringing meaningful benefits to the University of Peradeniya, while also providing strong administrative support to this collaboration.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Chairman, University Grants Commission, the Chancellor, University of Peradeniya, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, former Vice Chancellor, Professor M.D. Lamavansa, Professor Kapila Gunawardena, representing 1976 medicine batch, Professor Cyril Vijayasundara, the President, Alumni Association of University of Peradeniya, all deans of faculties, academic staff members, non-academic staff members, the Director PGIA, celebrity today, Professor Sivananthan, joining from Chicago, Professor Robert A. Easter, Professor Yansum Park, and all other members, distinguished members from University Illinois systems, ladies and gentlemen. Well, of course, very good morning to all of you, and it is almost midnight yesterday for all Chicagoans. Ladies and gentlemen, alumni, of course, plays a very important role in any university, and especially in the United States. Those who are exposed to the United States, they know how alumni has played an immense role in development at their universities, and Sri Lanka is of no exception, ladies and gentlemen. It's not only their financial assistance, but it is much more. The university education is not just limited to these classrooms, laboratories, etc. But the legacy that carry forward by the alumni is of immense strength for all universities, especially for University of Peradeniya, which has produced over 100,000 alumni according to our estimate. They are spread across the world and leading the world, I would say. And we are celebrating the contributions of one such person today, along with a few others contributions from alumni associations. Now, I can remember just a few years ago in the aftermath of COVID and when we were heading to economic crash, and many of our students suffered from psychological illnesses, psychological disturbances. And at that point, I can remember alumni associations from Australia, they approached us and they offered their help to settle this issue, which really became fruitful, and we still continue. And the most recent example is Ditwa, happened just about 4 months ago, which destroyed part of the university, causing nearly 4-5 billion damage to the university, destroying 3 faculties and many other entities in the university. At that point, again, alumni associations across the world, they helped us a lot, and they keep continuing to help us, they help university. Just to name a few examples, the Faculty of Agriculture Alumni Association has received more than 30 million rupees of money plus equipment and chemicals and consumables, just to name one example. And many others. They continue. Our central fund that we established has received nearly 9 million Sri Lankan rupees. And yesterday we received a donation from Japan, from Albion Incorporation, 250 laptops, as I remember. They reached port yesterday. And another consignment of 102 computers and accessories are yet we will be receiving in a couple of days from Australia. Just to name a few examples, doctors from United Kingdom donated furniture to the Faculty of Management, which was completely devastated by Ditwa. Just to name a few examples. Now, the alumni who are leading this world, they are our brand ambassadors. The more they shine in their countries, including Sri Lanka, the more we shine at University of Peradeniya, because they are our products. They were here 50 years ago, 60 years ago, maybe even 10, 20 years ago, and they always carry the tag University of Peradeniya. And they have been the think tank, not only to help financially, but to develop our curricula. And they, more importantly, bridge the gap between our classroom learning and what is required by the world. They know the best. So they are bridging that gap. And this today, we are celebrating one of the success stories by none other than Professor Sivananthan, who's a distinguished professor in microphysics and also a business tycoon in Chicago, Illinois, who has been a very successful entrepreneur, business tycoon, and he never forgot his roots, his early childhood in Jaffna and also University of Peradeniya, where he received his primary degree from Faculty of Science, Department of Physics. So this Guru Gola connection between our esteemed Chancellor, and Professor Sivalingam, and connecting these Professor Siva with Professor Lamavansa, who happened to be the former Vice Chancellor. This connection has brought up to this level. So the contribution as an alumnus, Professor Sivalingam, I think we should not corner him to that, because I realize that he has contributed immensely to other universities as well. So it's not only his boundaries, he has expanded horizons by contributing to other universities. Not limiting himself to solar and these days quantum drops, but he went across to other faculties: agriculture, vet, medicine, surgery, and helping medical education, soybean projects, so many. So recognizing his contribution, widespread contribution, we thought of initiating a center at University of Peradeniya, which will be officially launched today in a moment. And his contributions are immense. The number of academics who have been trained and the number of projects that he has funded is immense. So therefore, he has set a very good example for all alumni. Now at Peradeniya, unfortunately, although we have graduated more than 100,000 alumni, in our list of registry, we have just a few thousands, not more than that. Unlike at University Illinois Systems, where every graduate automatically becomes an alumni, here it's a different scenario. It is by registration. So Professor Vijay, I'm sure this has to change, and we have to get an example from the United States, where once a person graduates from University of Peradeniya, he or she should automatically become the family of alumni. So I should thank Professor Sivalingam from bottom of my heart as a Vice Chancellor for what you have done, and I'm sure you will continue to contribute to not only to University of Peradeniya, to your mother country, and also all others, especially our Chancellor, Professor Lakshman Disanayake, and Professor Lamavansa for initiating this collaboration, and all other researchers who are involved in this process program, and also the blessings of university, the chairman of the University Grant Commission, and all others well-wishers. And also I should thank the batch of 1976. Dr. Krish is here, and also Professor Kapil Gunwardana for your contributions to University of Peradeniya. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to welcome Professor Kapila Seneviratne, Chairman of the University Grants Commission, who has been extremely supportive of this collaboration and has shown a deep personal interest in its progress. His active engagement, particularly with the University of Illinois, Chicago, and his first-hand experience in witnessing how this partnership works reflect his strong commitment to advancing such meaningful initiatives. Sir, the podium is all yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome our participants from USA, Professor Lakshman Disanayake, Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, Professor Terence Majudit, Vice Chancellor of Peradeniya, and our former Vice Chancellor, Professor Lamavansa, Professor Sivananthan from Sivananthan Laboratories, Deans of the faculties, all the alumni members joining with us today from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted and honored to participate in this Golden Jubilee celebration of the 1976 batch. You also celebrate today the collaborative partnerships among University of Peradeniya, University of Illinois System, and Sivananthan Laboratories of USA in conjunction with the Golden Jubilee of the 1976 batch. 50 years after graduation, ladies and gentlemen, is not a simple achievement. It is an era of wisdom and maturity. It is an era of learning to appreciate quality over quantity. Beyond all, it is a biological reality. This celebration, I'm sure, is a reflection of your journey after leaving your beautifully designed and academically profound university, University of Peradeniya. Things have changed a lot since your graduation. Your lives have changed. The young boys and girls are now mature fathers, mothers, grandmothers, and grandfathers. Technology has changed drastically since your graduation. The university environment has changed too. There are more faculties, more students, more courses, and lots of new things. But I'm sure that your alma mater brings back all the sweet memories of your university life today. The University of Peradeniya has produced wonderful people, scientists, academics, doctors, engineers, and many more, who have not only excelled locally, but also globally. What does our country expect from our graduates? We want to serve our nation. We want them to be nation builders. Where they live and what they do are immaterial. There are numerous ways of interacting with your alma mater and your country to build this nation. At this moment, I take one good example. It is about this creative young man who graduated from University of Peradeniya in 1976. He specialized in physics. He obtained his PhD in 1982 from University of Illinois, Chicago. He joined the faculty of UIC in 87. He established his own research laboratories in USA after that. He is none other than Professor Sivananthan, your alumni. The reason why I especially mention this, his name, is not only because his achievement, but also because of his love for this university and this country. He is a true nation builder. He established collaborative partnerships among the University of Peradeniya, the University of Illinois System, and Sivananthan Laboratories, USA. He has established fruitful research collaborations with the University of Kelaniya and also with the University of Jaffna. He is having a lot of discussions with other universities as well. His service to our nation is not limited to universities. He has school projects, projects with farming communities, and much more. His recent endeavor to establish 1001 self-sustained farming families, he has already initiated it. This is why I mention that where you are or what you do is not a problem, and it does not hamper your service to the nation. This is just one example, but I believe there are more examples. I truly appreciate the alumni of University of Peradeniya for your continuous support to your university and this country. May this golden milestone that you are celebrating today be a testament of the lasting bonds for years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to invite Professor Kapila Gunawardana, one of our distinguished alumni who has continuously supported the University of Peradeniya, representing his batch with great commitment and dedication over the years.
Good morning, the Chairman of the University Grant Commission, the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, former Vice Chancellor, the President of the Alumni Association, and distinguished guest, my parallel batchmate, Professor Andra Vikram Singh, and my batchmate, Dr. Radhakrishnan from United Kingdom, and all the deans of the faculties. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak a few words about my good friend, Professor Sivananthan. We fondly call him Siva. In 1979, on a day like this, 22nd of April, we entered the University of Peradeniya. We were admitted to the Hilda Obesekar Hall. We got dragged together. And Siva went to the science faculty. We entered medical school. And Siva's girlfriend, she entered medical school with us. And we had actually, after ragging season, we had a nice time in this serene environment. Actually, the University of Peradeniya is a wonderful place to live, and we really had fun. And all the important thing is all the faculties, they join together in the various functions, during various functions, and we have really a nice time. We had really a nice time. And after the qualification, basic qualification, Siva actually went to the United States of America and Chicago, and he joined Illinois University. He became a renowned physicist. To his credit, actually, he was given a special award by the United States government during Obama's administration for the services that he rendered to the army. Now, actually, Siva, my friend actually, Dr. Radhakrishnan and Siva, they are from the same village in Jaffna. And that is why Radha came over here to see this celebration. Now, Professor Sivananthan, as an alumnus of the University of Peradeniya, he had done yeoman services to the University of Peradeniya. And also, not only the University of Peradeniya, he is actually rendering his services to other universities as well, as Professor Kapila Sivananthan said. And apart from that, I must say that he is actually supporting the Faculty of Medicine. And especially now, he has supported us to complete our multidisciplinary research center. Now, that is going to be a very valuable place for us in the future. And also, he also support the faculty for the exchange program of our teachers. Now, at the moment, there are several batches of teachers gone to the Illinois University for the exchange program, and it is happening. In the future also, I'm sure there will be some more teachers are going to the Illinois University. So we are very proud of Siva as parallel batchmates of the 1799 Sixers. And I must congratulate him for his yeoman services to the University of Peradeniya, and also I will I will wish him all the best for all his future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Before we move to the next set of speeches, this message is to the viewers who are joining online. There may be occasional slight delays when we play videos, so we appreciate your patience. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to welcome Professor Robert Easter former president of the University of Illinois system, and a senior academic figure who has been deeply involved in shaping and supporting this collaboration from its very foundation. He has visited Sri Lanka on several occasions and has actively engaged with academics and colleagues across the Illinois system, offering consistent guidance and support that has strengthened this partnership over the years.
Pleasure to be here and to participate in this event. I've had the privilege of visiting Sri Lanka 3 times, and each time I've been exposed to the University of Peradeniya, but also to other parts of the country. And I have to tell you that each time I come here, I'm increasingly impressed with the quality of the programs, with the quality of the faculty, and in particular the students and the capacity and interest that they have. So why would I be involved in Sri Lanka? And I need to tell you that story very briefly. When I was serving as president of the University of Illinois system, I spent quite a lot of time on our campus in Chicago, and in that process I came to know one of their most respected professors, Dr. Sivananthan, a physicist, and he's well known here, so I know he doesn't need much of an introduction, but we got to know each other. I had a chance to understand that he had developed technologies early in his career that he was able to take into commercialization, started a company, Sivananthan Laboratories, and had a very successful program with that. And after I retired, he came down to where I based in Champaign-Urbana at the other campus, and asked if there was any possibility that I might spend some time with him helping find applications for his technology in agriculture. So that led to our relationship, and we continue to work a bit in that arena. But the involvement in Sri Lanka was a direct consequence of COVID. During the COVID period, Dr. Sivananthan became worried about the availability of food on this island, particularly as it relates to young children. And he asked me to engage as an agriculturalist, a nutritionist, in thinking about how that might be addressed. And one of our first thoughts was maybe increase egg production, poultry, chickens, more eggs from chickens, because of the high quality of the protein for young people, the vitamins and minerals that are present, make an egg a day almost ideal for an infant. So we began those conversations, and naturally we came in by a Zoom call to this campus and met with Dean Anil in the College of Veterinary Medicine. And those conversations led to a need to to provide a source of protein to feed the chickens, obviously. But it also led to a conversation back in Champaign-Urbana with the veterinarians. And the Dean Constable became very excited about that because he has many students who are interested in the veterinary care of zoo animals. As the population in the United States continued to increase, there are more and more people who are interested in having them either as pets or having them in sanctuaries and places where they can be observed. And he was looking for a place to send students. And so we quickly got in place a memorandum with the University of Peradeniya. They have had students come here, and there are now people from this campus in veterinary medicine at Urbana. That included then broadened agriculture, and I'll not go in depth into that story, but the result was bringing seed here to work with soybeans, improve varieties that are present here, and it also led to conversations with the College of Medicine on the Chicago campus, and that exchange has become quite robust. So U of I, University of Illinois, has a long history of international engagement, and there's offices of international programs on each campus, and many colleges have those offices as well. And what typically drives these conversations is an opportunity for mutual benefit. There's value to the University of Illinois, to students, to collaboration and research, and there's value to the external university in some way. And so what we've been able to identify working with the University of Peradeniya, particularly with Dr. Lama's assistance, has been to identify those mutually beneficial opportunities. And that increasingly is driving more and more conversations. And I really do appreciate the friendships I've developed here, and particularly the commitment that I've seen from individuals involved here in making this system actually work. I was asked in this conversation to spend some time talking about alumni and the establishment potentially of an alumni organization, something for former students. And the question is, why would this happen? And the reality is that the college experience for many young people becomes a life-changing experience. They develop a career as a product of that, but they also develop many friendships with people they didn't know in their earlier years. And those tend to become lifelong relationships and lifelong friendships. And often students are looking for opportunities, former students, to come together, to enjoy the conversations, to enjoy being with friends that they developed. So alumni organizations almost always develop organically. They just emerge, and students, former students, start meeting together, and then there begins to emerge a structure and a process for making that more robust. And there's virtually an unlimited number of different models about how those enterprises or those organizations emerge. Probably the one at the University of Illinois is not atypical. It emerged as an independent enterprise outside of the university. And it's statutorily a not-for-profit organization. It's a registered organization with the state government, as is appropriate in this case, and also with the federal government for tax reasons. And the organization serves as a vehicle for those conversations and for those interactions. So as it begins in that way, the question then becomes, where is it located? Who pays for it? And how does it operate? And universities typically see value in having those kinds of relationships. And we'll talk a bit about the values to the university. But over time, the organization becomes closely aligned with the university. In the case of the University of Illinois, the campus, the university system, views the alumni organization as providing a service to the university. So contractually, it forms a relationship. It's a unique relationship. The university has no other alumni organization, and the University of Illinois alumni organization is strictly related to our university. And the question then, who pays for its operation? Typically, these organizations have a membership cost, a membership charge, but that typically is not enough to provide for a extremely robust and effective organization. So the university, in our case, in many cases, simply contracts with that organization to provide certain services, alumni services. And in our case, at the current time, that's several $1 million actually, and there's quite a substantial staff that work with the alumni organization. So that's one model. Another model, my undergraduate degree and master's degree are both from Texas A&M University. My impression is that that organization, as they call it, the Former Students Association, emerged out of the university, yet it has many dimensions of independence in terms of elected leadership and so forth. So there are different models, there are different ways of funding them. So you might ask, what do the alumni get from this? Well, as I've already said, it's a vehicle for interacting with friends, with having opportunities to come together, social events, sporting events. We had a national competition in basketball recently, and the University of Illinois had 40,000 alumni at that game. And so that was in many cases organized by athletics, but also by the the Students Alumni Association. So there's that kind of service that's provided. But there are a multitude of other things that take place. First of all, there's information. There are publications that come out that describe what's going on within the university. Many alums are curious to know what's happening on their campuses. There are podcasts, there's video, there's a variety of things of that nature. And also the alumni organization provides things like international trips and tours for alums that want to engage in something like that. So those are some of the values for the alums. How about the university? What does it receive in return from this investment, if you will, in an alumni organization? First of all, it's contacts within the business community and creating opportunities for employment for current students as they're finishing their degrees. It's also influence in the political realm. Quite often there will be alums who become major leaders in the state and nation. Having that contact, as you might guess, is always valuable. It's not uncommon also for alumni to advocate for particular, say, for funding for the institution. So those are some other values that comes as a result of that. It's also valuable in terms of recruiting students. The alums tend to be proud of their experience if it was a success, and they feel good about it, and they tell other people about that. And so there's an opportunity to recruit and enroll students as a result of that. It's also an opportunity to engage beyond the boundaries of the state. Our largest alumni organization external to the university in terms of a local organization is actually in Washington, D.C. I think there's about 8,000 alums living in that area, in the nation's capital. Another value is international connections. Currently on the campus in Urbana, we have students from about 100 different countries. Many of them go back home, and in a number of countries are actually alumni organizations. I recall as president having a meeting with the alumni in Singapore, and there were about 200 alumni that attended that particular event. There's advice on curriculum, advice on a whole host of matters that are important to university that can come. Typically, departments and especially colleges will have advisory committees that are composed of alums who meet typically once a year with the department or college leadership and literally discuss things that are going on in terms of their perspective on the preparation we're giving currently to the students. And they also talk about the role of the university and its role and contribution in the state and beyond in terms of the value to the citizens who are paying the taxes to support it. Final comment, what makes its alumni association successful? Obviously, it's, as it is in almost every case, it's leadership. It's solid, long-term leadership, particularly with the individuals that are selected and hired to lead the alumni organization. They have to be incredibly enthusiastic. Ideally, they're alums of the organization. They work hard, and they have a vision for success and a compassion to achieve success in the work that they do related to organizing alumni events, organizing activities for alums in terms of travel and those kinds of things, and also in part garnering support for the Alumni Association. It's also important to have within the university individuals who are interacting regularly with the alumni organization and who are committed to their success as well. And my experience is they're invaluable. It provides networks that are very, very difficult to have. It maintains contact lists. It creates a lot of value that sometimes is hard to describe, but I can tell you from my experience as a leader of the University of Illinois, it's invaluable. It's been a pleasure to speak today, and I wish you all the best for the remainder of the conference.
Thank you. Before we proceed further, we now move to a very important highlight of today's program, the inauguration of the official website of the Center for Collaboration between the University of Peradeniya, the University of Illinois System, and Sivananthan Laboratories. So for that, I would like to invite Professor Lakshman Disanayake, the Chancellor, University of Peradeniya, and Professor Terence Madhujit, the Vice Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, to formally inaugurate the website. Thank you, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to welcome Professor Sivananthan, a distinguished researcher and an entrepreneur and a proud product of the University of Peradeniya. His vision, initiative, and unique way of working have been central to the formation of this collaboration. Indeed, without his drive and commitment, this partnership would not have taken shape as it has today.
Can I start? Hello?
Yes, we can hear, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, thanks. 50 years ago, a young boy boarded a train in Chavakacheri and made his way to University of Peradeniya. Even today, those memories feel vivid, filled with wonder, joy, and innocence. He did not know what the future had in store. But in that moment, life felt simple, hopeful, and full of possibilities. The university welcomed him with openness. And that the boy is me. It's truly an honor to be here today to speak about giving back to Peradeniya, the institute that shaped who I am. At Peradeniya, I was not only educated, but transformed. I was surrounded by inspiring teachers like Professor Lakshman Dissanayake, who cared about the success of the students, and Professor Maheshwaran, Professor Karim, and lifelong friends and environment that nurtured in intellectual inquisitivity, discipline, and focus. The place where it's not the department, it's just across the department. I stayed in a Hilda hotel, and I was lucky to be able to interact with medical students, dental students, my friend Kapila, and Ravi from dental, and so many others, and Radha from medical. And I can keep on giving the list. But that interaction, the way the university structures to bring the students together, independent of their discipline, independent of their language, independent of the religions, to study together, build up together, it's that experience is truly invaluable. I gained values that would guide my life: education, self-reliance, and a deep sense of community. Those values stayed with me as I continued my journey at the University of Illinois, where I later became the professor. During this time, Professor Lakshman Dissanayake spent 1 year at my lab for his sabbatical. I have to say that until that point, I was pretty happy, enjoying my research, success of the research, and enjoying the time with the students. But when he came in, I just came to realize something very important. No matter how far we go, we never truly leave where we came from. That realization brought me back to the alma mater, supporting students, collaborating with the faculty, and contributing the growth at Peradeniya have become some of the most meaningful part of my life. Alumni today are looking for more than just connections. For me, my relations with Peradeniya is deeply personal. It is something I truly value. Every interaction has been seamless and very meaningful. Quite often, I was told that it's very difficult to go back and build connection. But I had to say that my interaction, my friends from University of Illinois and colleagues will tell you, it has been very fruitful and very much seamless. Of course, the Professor Lama Vamsa, Anupama, Sujiva, and Madhuji, and we can keep on adding so many names in it. Everyone contributed, but just the structure is such that it's welcome back and you feel welcome. And it's not about talking, but it's about action. So it's rooted in a genuine engagement, real impact, and true sense of partnership with institutions. Right. Over the past decade, my journey with this community has been both meaningful and deeply rewarding. 12 years ago, launched a successful SORA research and edu training program. Professor Lakshman talked about it. And when it's just, we had Buddhika Disanayaka. Unfortunately, he's not with us at this point. And we said we want to train the teachers. And we started with this as a small program. I think the team has reached out to 3,000 schools and worked with them. And everything else, Professor Lakshman has explained it. It's, as I said, it's basically, the success is incredible. You feel really rewarded and going back and working with them. 3 years ago, we expanded our collaboration through our work with Professor Lama Vamsa when he was the Vice Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, spanning veterinary science, agriculture, and medicine. What makes me most proud is that these efforts have brought together a vibrant network of faculty and students, all working with a shared purpose. And as we celebrate this Jubilee, you will hear more about impactful projects that have emerged from these collaborations, each one a testimony to what we can achieve when we come together. The success in last 3 years and interaction, joint publication, training, all the way from medical education to veterinary school to agriculture to the nursing, I think incredible. I think if we can really count that and see that it is done over the three years period, I think it shows that Peradeniya, when it puts its heart and the soul, it just can reach anywhere it wants to. So those of us who have had the opportunity to study or work abroad carry a unique responsibility. I think we definitely got a good foundation. We left and we are enjoying it. We can really bring back global perspective, experience, and the ability to create new opportunity for others. As I reflect on my journey, I believe success is not defined by what we achieve individually, but what we give back collectively. Now it's our responsibility to ensure that future generations have even greater opportunity than we did. Because giving back is more than act. It is commitment. A commitment to community, to progress, and to the place we always call home. Thank you very much. I really want to thank individually, but I don't want to take everybody's time. So it's an honor to be there, honored to be here talking to you all. Sorry that I couldn't make it to Sri Lanka. Hope to see you all sometimes in September. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to welcome Professor Cyril Vijayasundara, President of the Alumni Association of the University of Peradeniya, who has maintained strong connections across the alumni network and continues to work closely with the university. A respected researcher in his own right, he has played an important role in strengthening these long-standing ties. Sir, the floor is all yours.
Good morning once again. The chairman of the UGC, the chancellor, Professor Lakshman Dissanayake, vice chancellor, Professor Teras Majidit, the deputy chancellor, Professor Ranjit Pallegama, the former vice chancellor, Professor Lamawansha, and the respected members in the audience, the deans and others, the heads of different units and other special units of the university. Thank you once again for inviting me to this very important occasion. And also, I forgot to mention the team joining from Illinois, headed by Professor Sivananthan. As it was mentioned by Professor Sivananthan, one of the most important things of an alumnus or alumina is giving back. When you say giving back, one might think that it's the money you are talking about. It's not exactly the money, or it's not, money is not the strong point. There are various ways one can contribute to your alma mater, whether it's a university or a school or whatever. Various ways you can contribute. As I have been mentioning in many fora, many occasions, any university stands on three pillars: students, most important, the staff, academic and non-academic, and the third pillar is the alumni. So the alumni can contribute in many ways, giving back, as Professor Sivananthan mentioned, but it's not exactly, you're not only the money, various ways. By now, the best example is what we have witnessing today, those relationships and networking created by Professor Sivananthan through his Sivananthan Laboratories and his network. So not just funding various activities of the university, he has entirely changed the whole setup of introducing these different programs, networking, exposing the young faculty to various programs, not only the young faculty, the students and others, so that their horizons will be broadened. So this kind of networking is very important. Now, as an alumnus, as the Alumni Association, AUP, that is, we are doing a lot every year. Now, even in last year, we have spent nearly 8 million rupees on scholarships, studentships, and various things. And it was mentioned by the Vice Chancellor about the services we provide through CAPSU, that is Counseling and Psychological Support Unit. The former director is also here. And there are so many ways where we contribute, but then again, we also get the exposure or the networking established through various connections. Now we have chapters in different countries. The most recent chapter is the US chapter. We have chapters in Australia. We have chapters in Canada, and we are in the process of establishing several chapters in Europe. So there are various chapters who are contributing very effectively to our programs. In addition to the foreign chapters, we also have northern chapter, southern chapter, northwestern chapter, and we are also in the region of, in the process of organizing several other regional chapters as well. So there are various ways where we can get together and network, and then spread the word. And then also, when you say the alumni or alumni organization, first thing that comes to your mind is getting together and having fun. every year or something like that. It's not only that. Actually, that also gives a lot for being a member of this wonderful institution. But it's mostly the networking and then working together and then spreading the word and then continuing the relationship throughout. And so I congratulate the 1976 batch, which was actually the batch 2 years junior to us. And we were very good friends even at that time, and even now we are continuing with the relationship. And congratulate again Professor Sivananthan and his team for continuing with this great work, and also organizing this event and starting with this very special unit for the betterment of this wonderful place. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Christoph Green, who has worked closely with Professor Sivalingam Sivananthan over the years and has been an important collaborator in advancing shared research and initiatives. He's also the Executive Vice President of Sivananthan Laboratories and Professor of Physics at the University of Illinois, Chicago. He has played a key role in advancing collaborative research and strengthening academic and industry partnerships across the institutions. And this invitation is to Dr. Christoph Green.
Everyone, it is a great honor to join you today, both those at the University of Peradeniya and those joining online. We're here to celebrate a remarkable bridge of innovation that spans 50 years and thousands of miles, linking Peradeniya, the University of Illinois, and the cutting-edge work of Epicensors, EPIR, and Sivananthan Laboratories. At the heart of this celebration is my friend and colleague, Siva Sivananthan. Siva's journey is a class in the immigrant innovator spirit. It begins with his 1976 bachelor's degree from Peradeniya. From these foundations, he traveled to the University of Illinois, Chicago, earning his PhD in 1982 and becoming director of the microphysics laboratory there, eventually founding the companies EPIR, Epicensors, and Sivananthan Laboratories. His work has been recognized at the highest levels, including being named a White House Champion of Change. Our home base is the Microphysics Laboratory, or MPL, at UIC. It's pushed the boundaries of narrow-gap semiconductors. The work focuses on the physics of Mercatel and other narrow-gap semiconductors, developing the theory and the experimental techniques required for the world's most sensitive infrared detectors. One of the most exciting fruits of this labor reached far beyond the lab. Our material layers were selected for the NASA Japanese Space Agency Hitomi mission, specifically for the soft X-ray spectrometer. It is a source of great pride to know that the research MPL pioneered has played a role in exploring the farthest reaches of our universe. But science must also serve the Earth. Expertise in cadmium telluride led to a natural evolution, solar energy. By transitioning R&D from defense and space-focused infrared sensors to CdTe-based solar cells, we've been able to develop innovative solutions like 2-6 semiconductor-based tandem solar cells. One of Siva's most enduring missions has been cycling this success back home. Starting 2012, he spearheaded the solar technology awareness programs across Sri Lanka, from Jaffna to Peradeniya. The goal was simple but vital, to share high-tech knowledge and inspire the next generation of Sri Lankan scientists and engineers. I have fond memories of participating in the 2012 seminar at the Institute for Fundamental Studies. Beyond the natural splendor of your country, what struck me most was the incredible STEM potential and open, friendly welcome of the academic community. It was clear then, and remains clear now, that Sri Lanka is a hub of intellectual talent. Of course, these bridges aren't built alone. I want to express my particular gratitude to Boudica and Lakshman at Peradeniya. Their collaboration has been invaluable, proving that distance is no barrier to world-class scientific cooperation. In closing, to the batch of 1976, Your footsteps 50 years ago truly have ignited tomorrow's momentum. Siva, congratulations on the Golden Jubilee. It has been a privilege to walk this path with you. Thank you all for the opportunity to share our journey. Here's to the next chapter of the partnership between the US and Sri Lanka.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to welcome Professor M.D. Lamavansa, under whose term as Vice-Chancellor this collaboration truly flourished. During this time, the partnership grew rapidly with a wide range of activities taking shape, strongly supported by the university's administrative leadership, marking a significant phase in its development at the University of Peradeniya. Sir, this invitation is for you.
Thank you very much. Chancellor Sir, Chairman UGC, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sivananthan, Sivalingam, and 76 entrants who are alumni joining in physically here, Professor Andra Vikramasinghe right now, and the others via Zoom platform. Colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure to stand before you to say a few words at this unique event. I don't think the university ever has had an event of this nature. And under the guidance of Professor Terence Madhuji, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tilnanupama coordinated with the support of several others to make this event a success. And I truly appreciate the effort you made and also the uniqueness of the event. It is further highlighted by the presence of dignitaries like Chancellor, the President of AUP, and the Chairman UGC, and so many others from overseas, including from University of Illinois and Chicago. And congratulations to the 76 batch for achieving a milestone and also producing or having had a person of the caliber of Dr. Sivananthan, about whom that many comments or the attributes have been highlighted here. I'm not going to repeat what has been said earlier. But when I look at or reflect on what has been happening over the last 3 years in a kind of a bird's eye view, that we found a man who is visionary, energetic, full of ideas, and difficult to escape. And we all had to do a lot of hard work to keep pace with him. And thanks, Siva, for bringing a different dimension to inter-institutional collaboration. And also, you had the vision to bring in a person of the caliber of former President Dr. Easter, who was able to bring in so many other high-end academics and researchers from University of Illinois. And also we truly appreciate the involvement of the highest office of the education in this country, the UGC, into this tripartite collaboration. And of course, needless to say that University of Peradeniya gave the highest priority to this collaboration, and it is continuing. During this process, we learned few good things that will be useful for us to expand our engagement with alumni. And as Dr. Sivananthan mentioned, alumni can look forward to a system or a platform that is there, and trustworthy and transparent platform, an active platform, and committed group of academics to work with. With the university community, has now found the opportunities, and there are people among alumni who can contribute and who is willing to give back to the university. I'm sure there will be many like Dr. Siva, and if we keep on looking for them. And also for us, as Dr. Easter mentioned, we have found good contact points in UI to work with. And at the highest level, from the President's office to the departments. And that is an achievement by itself. It is not just one-off, one-to-one link. An excellent group of people with whom we have the opportunity to work with. And also the University of Illinois system has, as mentioned by Dr. East and the others, can be happy that you have a trustworthy partner in South Asia. And 6 of our faculties are working with 6 colleges right now. And there are more opportunities, I would say, to expand this beyond where we are. And also this tripartite collaboration has allowed us to work with other agencies, focusing on centering University of Peradeniya, for example, Fulbright Commission. And also the other universities in this country and agencies external to the university, such as the Department of Agriculture. So this has created a lot of opportunity and improved the standing of the university in the eyes of the public of this country. It will continue to happen. And the university, during the last 3 or 4 years, escalated our activities to engage with individual alumni, alumni groups, alumni associations, and working with the AAUP. And some of those include recognizing the achievements of alumni, meeting with the so-called influential alumni, and also engaging with the public in the form of open day. All that will create, I'm sure, have created certain amount of goodwill that we can capitalize on. However, the difficult some of those projects were. In that background, what is there for us, the future? Certainly, we have shown that there are highly committed group of academics at Peradeniya, an equally committed and enthusiastic group of academics and the researchers at University of Illinois to work with. We need to consolidate that. And of course, and there will be MOUs and the other agreements to sort out. And while consolidating and maintaining what we have, and there are opportunities for us to expand. There are so many colleges and the departments at University of Illinois, and which we find easy to establish contacts rather than going to a new university. I don't discourage going to a new university. Actually, through the UI, we will have opportunities to go to other universities, and you will hear that in about 1 or 2 months' time. And also, as a big step, as Professor Cyril Vijayasundara mentioned, that we need to identify how we work more and more to link ourselves with alumni and engage with them. It is not just, as he mentioned, asking for money, but being in contact with them and communicating. And I was talking to Dr. Radhakrishnan in the morning, and it is a communication or lack of it determine how much we can closely work with our alumni. We have had our education and we had certain strengths and the deficiencies in providing welfare, recreation facilities, and education environment. I often ask my colleagues and alumni that, do you think we should allow the next generations to face the same deficiencies that we experience? If you don't want to do that, why don't we get together and do something? Probably that is one of the mottos or the points that we need to talk about more and expand so that we can engage with our alumni. And this tripartite collaboration has created a good opportunity for us to question ourselves and also to work towards engaging more and more with our alumni. Finally, I have seen the commitment of the staff of Sivananthan Laboratories, and Cynthia has been extremely useful to get this program or the collaboration up and running. Thank you very much, Cynthia, for all your hard work. I know how much Siva's family had to buffer the pressure and last minute changes to the family events and the programs and all that. I truly appreciate their patience and the assistance in establishing a successful collaboration. Finally, Siva, you have found many friends here in Sri Lanka, not only at Peradeniya and beyond. And our staff here at Peradeniya has found a good friend in you. And also they have found so many other friends working in Illinois. Personally, for me and my family, we have found an extremely good personal friend to work with. Thanks, Siva, for all that.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I would like to invite Professor Sarat Koditwaku, who, during his term as Dean, initiated and played a key role in advancing the agricultural collaboration within his partnership framework at the University of Peradeniya, to address the gathering.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Chairman sir, Chancellor sir, Vice Chancellor sir, Professor Sivananthan, joining from USA. alumni of 1976 batch, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I have been given a very specific task with a specific time frame. So I'll just get into the business. So I'm going to discuss about the progress that we have made so far in collaboration with the Sivananthan Laboratories. Number one is strengthening the soybean value chain in Sri Lanka. Now, just to give you a historical background, the first soybean variety was introduced by the Department of Agriculture in 1973 in collaboration with the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. So the variety is PB1. Now, if you look at this diagram, this the graph, you can see basically our potential is yet to be increased. Now, have a look at this. This is basically, it gives you our national requirement, annual requirement, and then our annual production. Right? You can see a vast gap here. So there was this social entrepreneurial intervention by Sivananthan Laboratories. We had an initial discussion in 2023, March, April, to see how can we improve the soybean value chain to begin with. And these are the milestones of our discussions. And in early February, with all these discussions, as a result of these discussions and negotiations, of course, I would like to tell you that this is the first time officially we collaborated with the Department of Agriculture, because we've been in the agriculture higher education for the last 75, 76 years. Of course, we had collaborated in personal levels, but this is one of the, I think, the very first, if my memory is correct, the very first time we initiated collaboration with Department of Agriculture on an official level. And so we were able to bring down 35 soybean varieties, with the support of Soybean Innovation Lab of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And then we were able to do the varietal test in Mahilupallama. So these are some of the snapshots that you can see. And you can see this one, the PB1 versus the varieties, one of the varieties, highlighted in this picture. You can see how resistant these varieties to the pest and diseases, just at a kind of a snapshot. And these are crop management practices they conducted, and these are the yields. And then, basically the results are phenomenal, right? So you can see this is a PB1 marked in red. And these are the varieties that have been introduced. And you can see, it has been arranged based on the performance. So you can see that, most of the varieties, their performance were really high, higher than the PB1. And also, there was an interesting finding from this research where even we can increase the yield of PB1 if we reduce the spacing, right? Now, currently, it gives you about 2.5 metric tons per hectare. So with this intervention, we were able to understand that we can drastically increase the yield, basically up to 4 tons, that's the usual, observation. And then you also have to, I'll tell you that, this is not just a kind of a collaboration between the University of Illinois, Faculty of Agriculture and Department of Agriculture. We also got the collaboration of various private sector institutions that are into various, industries And currently, we selected 15 varieties out of all those 35 varieties. And then now they are being, again, tested in Mahilupallama. In addition, parallelly, we are also conducting parallel research with University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign to test the suitability of the locally produced soybean cake as an animal feed. The nutritional content, everything is being research, and we do not have the final results yet, but we'll be able to release those results afterwards. And then there was another program. Again, this is a vision of Professor Sivananthan, farmer empowerment program. So his vision is to introduce 1,001 farmer families, prosperous farmer families. So we were able to conduct again in collaboration with the Department of Agriculture. We had already selected 15 farm families. We had the initial workshops with them, training workshops with them on the 30th of December 2025 and 15th of January 2026. And these are some of the snapshots where Professor Sivananthan, as well as UG Chairman, Professor Bob Beester, they all participated, DG Agriculture, they all participated in this event. And these were the training program that we conducted. And then these were the feedback given by farmers, and these are really positive feedback. And then another one, the Cultivating Harmony, Harvesting Knowledge. So this is again the first ever joint student research conference that we conducted with the University of Jaffna, and that was on 16th to 17th December, January 2026, and it was also a phenomenal success. Now the objectives are given here, and then these were some of the snapshots. I must also tell you that UG Chairman attended this, and Professor Bob Beester, Professor Sivananthan, all attended, and this was a really good experience. And you had educational engagements as well as cultural events during these 2 days. So that was really a good first step towards enhancing collaborations and improving pluralism and multicultural harmony among two universities. And this is where we had in Richa. And then the last one is study abroad program that now we've been having discussions with the University of Illinois as Urbana-Champaign to bring down students from there on our study abroad program. Of course, we were supposed to get the first batch this year. Due to unfortunate situations, we were not able to, it was cancelled, and we are going to get the first batch next year. And I must finally thank especially Professor Sivananthan and the Sivananthan Laboratories. Without them, this would not have been possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I would like to invite Professor Anil Pushpakumara, former Dean of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Science at the University of Peradeniya, who has been one of the key members in initiating this collaboration and successfully contributing to the signing of the MOU with the University of Illinois system.
Okay. Good morning. So I'm greatly honored to be present here and report the progress of our faculty under this collaboration. So Peradeniya University and Illinois is existed for more than maybe now 70 years, our university. But this is only possible because of I am Professor Sivananthan, the laboratory intervention. So my first encounter with Professor Sivananthan was through late Dr. Buddhika Disanayaka. He one day phoned me and said that Dr. Sivananthan is having some project at the science faculty, and he really wanted to have a collaboration or start a program with our faculty.
So that I said, Buddhika, yes, I am very happy. Asked him to call me because I haven't got his number. And then one day, the following day, Professor Sivananthan spoke to me and said me that, Anil, so I have a plan. So if you could, that can help our faculty to, have a collaboration with the College of Veterinary Medicine in UIUC. So that happened in August 2022. And then on few weeks later, so I gave a presentation to the in the presence of Professor Sivananthan and then the Dean College of Veterinary Medicine and few staff members about our faculty and the University of Peradeniya. And subsequently, there was another presentation by myself, Professor Constable, the Dean College of Veterinary Medicine, and also Dr. Sarath Kodituakku. He gave his and then so later, the team of high-ranking officers from College of Veterinary Medicine, including Professor Peter Constable, Dean, and 2 staff members, and Dr. Bob Beester and Professor Sivananthan visited the faculty. And we had a 1-week program with them. And this is culminated with the signing of a MOU in August 2023 at the Ministry of Higher Education in the presence of UGC chairman and also that time the Minister of Education. So at initial stage of this collaboration, we identify few goals in our collaboration. So one is the clinical training of the faculty academic staff, the PG opportunities for our graduates, and getting some help in future curriculum revision, and also the giving something back from our faculty, the training of College of Veterinary students on the key areas, what they are lacking at the wildlife and the aquaculture, and of course, the research collaboration. So under the goal 1, so clinical training, the few academic members of the faculty visited the College of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Nishananda on equine medicine and surgery, and then the clinical pathology, and then the recently Dr. Shashikala Gamage, and also very recently Dr. Dhammika and myself on in vitro embryo production. I mean, all these programs were supported by the Sivananthan Laboratory, except Dr. Dhammika Pereira's the visit, 1-month visit. So that was actually supported by the College of Agriculture there at the Illinois University. At the College of the Agriculture. So the goal 2, our progress so far is we had several PhD opportunities. Dr. Udeni Kumudumali, Dr. Lalanti De Silva, Nishananda, and Vidura now pursuing internship in clinical pathology. So most of these PhD programs was supported by Sivananthan Lab, or as a result of MOU, so they got selected for this PhD position. So I'm sure in few years to come, we have several alumni of UIUC who can really take this collaboration forward. So newly graduated staff members. Okay. So goal 3, so this is improving vet education, including current teaching learning. So soon after we established this collaboration, we started having several webinars online by participation of the renowned senior staff members of the College of Veterinary Medicine. So we had several webinars. So this is some of the webinars I listed here, and the latest one upcoming in. So those previous ones are mainly focusing on veterinary education. But if you look at this one coming up in 6th of May. It is exploring the power of mixed methods of research and introduction to all levels. Maybe maybe the faculty or the university staff can join. We will share this link with the other faculties. So this is actually possible because of one of our PhD students is now doing a PhD at College of Education at UIUC. And then the goal for the hosting training in wildlife and aquaculture for CVM students, there were 2 programs we have already developed. One is already conducted, the wildlife training in January 2025. There were 6 students from College of Veterinary Medicine came here and started their training program for 2 weeks. And then we have planned one more training program. It's in aquaculture, planning to conduct it in August 2026. And there was some other research collaboration, the vector-borne disease, Dr. Anupama is involved in genomic studies in elephants and human-elephant conflict, hotspots by drone technology. So this is in collaboration with the University of Runa and initiating research partnership with CVM and UIUC. I think, so those are what we have done so far, and our future direction is maybe very important. I'm sure Professor Siva is very much interested on that. So we are planning to do this short-term training wildlife and aquaculture in every other year. So that is one of the important things we have worked on, and continue with the webinars and seminars given by CVM, and also there may be a few seminars coming from, we deliver seminars for them as well. And we are planning to organize a clinical workshop at the faculty in few months to come. And then we are getting some assistance in developing clinical degree program at the faculty. So that is one of the needs for our professional bodies, and support accreditation of BVC degree program. So that is also very important. Professor Peter Constable is in this accreditation body, and he is supporting us to develop our self-evaluation report to support this, and strengthen partnership through the follow-up academics. There were several academics visited earlier, and Professor Sivananthan wanted these academics to go back and then strengthen their, the collaboration. And then after the new dean took over, he want to expand the collaboration in new priority areas, and more importantly, looking for additional funds to sustain this collaboration. I am sure the Sivananthan Laboratory cannot continue funding for us, and we have to look for other funding opportunities to, keep this collaboration go forward. So with that, thank you very much. So I like to thank Professor Sivananthan, the founder, CEO of Sivananthan Laboratories, Cynthia Ditters, as the former Vice Chancellor has mentioned, and Robert Easter, and Dean Professor Peter Constable, and especially the Professor Lama Vansa, the former Vice Chancellor, and also from Majudit, and all the team of this collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to welcome Professor Yoon Soo Park, a distinguished leader in medical education who has been working closely with us in revitalizing and strengthening a 50-year academic bond in medical education at the University of Peradeniya.
Of Peradeniya, an institution with a proud legacy of excellence. My name is Yoon Soo Park, head of the Department of Medical Education at the University of Illinois College of Medicine. On behalf of the University of Illinois College of Medicine, I bring warm greetings and sincere congratulations as you celebrate this remarkable Golden Jubilee. This milestone is not only a celebration of the past, but a powerful reflection of enduring relationships, shared values, and a collective vision for the future. The partnership between the University of Peradeniya and the University of Illinois spans more than 5 decades. Few academic collaborations endure with such strength, continuity, and purpose. This relationship stands as a testament to what is possible when institutions are united not only by academic goals, but with shared commitment to advancing the future and through education. Today, we also celebrate the collaborative partnerships that include Sivananthan Laboratories. And in particular, we recognize and celebrate the extraordinary generosity and vision of Dr. Sivananthan. Dr. Sivananthan's contributions go far beyond. His leadership has helped bridge institutions, foster innovation, and sustain meaningful collaboration across continents. Because of his commitment, our partnership is not only historical, it is forward-looking, it is vibrant, it is active, and it is ongoing. Dr. Sivananthan has helped create opportunities for faculty, for students, and for our institutions to come together in ways that truly advance our field and our common mission, including our goals for medical education. In these remarks, as we reflect on the theme of modernizing medical education, we're reminded that this work is fundamentally about the future of healthcare and the next generation. Medical education is not static. It must continuously evolve to meet the changing needs of patients, communities, and health systems. Today, we are witnessing transformative shifts in how we educate the next generation of physicians and health professionals. In our work, advances in technology, artificial intelligence, simulation, data science are reshaping how we teach, assess, and support learners. We are moving toward more personalized, data-informed approaches to education. This is what we call precision education or precision learning, where learning is tailored, feedback is timely, and outcomes are continuously improved. At the same time, even as technology advances, our core mission remains unchanged. We are committed to developing not only knowledgeable clinicians, but compassionate professionals, individually who can communicate effectively, work in teams, and respond to common human dimensions of healthcare. This is where our partnerships become even more essential. No single institution can help address these challenges alone. Through collaboration between the University of Peradeniya, University of Illinois, and partners like Sivananthan Laboratories, we can share knowledge, co-develop innovations, and create learning environments that prepare our students for a rapidly changing world. Importantly, I want to note that our collaboration is not only just about exchange, it is about co-creation, and it is also about learning from each other, respecting local contexts, and building solutions together that are globally informed and locally meaningful. As head of the Department of Medical Education at the University of Illinois College of Medicine, I'm deeply committed to strengthening this partnership that we have built. Our shared efforts to enhance student success, improve educational quality, and innovate in teaching and assessment will continue to grow. Today, we are celebrating, and we are also looking ahead with optimism and purpose. And to the alumni of the 1976 cohort, congratulations. Your legacy is evident in the generations that have followed. You have contributed not only to the education and to the success of the University of Peradeniya, but also to the fabric of many other disciplines, including medical education. Your golden jubilee is a celebration of your enduring impact. And I hope that we can continue to build on this foundation and embrace the innovation while grounded in our shared values. Thank you again for this great honor to be here. I want to again specially thank Dr. Sivananthan, whose vision continues to inspire and connect us all. Congratulations, and I wish you all a meaningful and joyous celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite Professor Samanna Nayakara, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Peradeniya, who has been actively working towards establishing a dedicated data center within the Faculty of Medicine, strengthening its capacity in medical education and research.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody. Professor Bob Beester, Professor Sivananthan, Deputy Vice Chancellor here, and Professor Lamavansa, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so while feeling so proud about the success and progress of the ties or the collaborations that we have been having with UIC and Sivananthan Laboratories, I would like to make you aware about a few milestones that we will be achieving very soon. One is the multidisciplinary research lab. So the Sivananthan Laboratory will be supporting us both financially and conceptually to get this project going, the multidisciplinary research lab, which is already set up at the Faculty of Medicine, University of Peradeniya. Secondly, the research data center that will become a reality very soon. And we have allocated a physical space in the faculty, and we are working fast to open it. Then the Sivananthan Center for Advanced Research, Technology and Education, SCARTER, which is being designed and which will come up soon, I hope. And so our collaborative research, educational work with UIC and Sivananthan Laboratories have been on multiple disciplines. One is neurological treatment and rehabilitation work, then psychiatry, nephrology, and medical education. To summarize you in 2 minutes, I think we are about 5 minutes behind the schedule. Under neuro treatment and rehabilitation work, we have set up round-the-clock stroke thrombolysis and stroke rehabilitation services at Teaching Hospital Peradeniya, and a comprehensive stroke database is being actively maintained to support both clinical care and research. And our teams involved in this stroke rehabilitation and treatment work have been awarded several research awards and for presentations at neurology and internal medicine annual academic sessions. Then there's ongoing research in stroke database alongside continuous efforts to enhance its quality and scope. And these developments are carried out with guidance from neurology team at Illinois. We are currently planning to submit 2 abstracts to SLMA and CCP sessions. And under nephrology, there's ongoing systematic review and meta-analysis of CKDU in Sri Lanka, currently in its last stages, partnering with multiple researchers at UIC. Then joining ongoing continuous medical education sessions with renal division and the pathology divisions of UIC. Joining them in monthly journal clubs and regional meetings in Chicago. Under psychiatry, there's a lot of collaborative work going on. An article on psychological autopsies of 6 student suicides will be published very soon. And write-ups of the establishment and ongoing work in successfully establishing the Intermediate Care Center, ICC, at University of Peradeniya, one of a kind establishment intended for further recovery and treatment for mental health conditions among students diagnosed with mental health problems. This is again being written up as a commentary and updates in psychiatry. Then in-depth study at MPhil levels, which includes a qualitative and quantitative analysis of 300 self-harm attempts by undergraduates at Peradeniya. Then a protocol has been drafted and the proposal has been submitted for ethics approval. An online tool similar to CAT online screening and questionnaire in UIC is being developed here. This online tool is for assessing for basic symptoms of stress, depression, and anxiety among students to protect and from other various risk factors. Then other planned work are systematic review on ragging in higher education institutes in South Asia, then implementing a rehabilitation program for students residing at the ICC involving psychological and spiritual aspects. Under medical education, we have had two very successful medical education workshops at Peradeniya with participation of resource persons from UIC. And we have started research work on how to integrate AI for continuous medical education in medical research and assessments among students. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I would like to welcome Professor Niranjan Karnik, who has had his first-hand experience with our work in psychology and has offered valuable insights in supporting initiatives aimed at strengthening student mental health and well-being at the University of Peradeniya.
Good morning. I'm Niranjan Karnik from the University of Illinois in Chicago. Thank you so much for the invitation to speak to you today. I am very sorry I can't join you in person and would have enjoyed the visit tremendously. But I wanted to talk to you briefly about artificial intelligence and mental health opportunities and some of the collaborative work that we're doing with University of Peradeniya. So why focus on mental health? It is clear that mental health is globally a major need, and in lower income and mid-income countries, access to care is a challenge. We face this in the United States as well. Sri Lanka faces an acute provider shortage. Only one psychiatrist for 500,000 people with mental health difficulties, expected to double as we've been coming through, especially the post-pandemic era. Artificial intelligence and machine learning have the potential to help bridge some of these gaps through scalable screening, early detection, and personalized digital interventions. Our vision that guides us is the idea that we want to enable these early detection and monitoring of mental health and scale these technologies. We want to develop culturally sensitive artificial intelligence that reduces stigma and build a collaborative research ecosystem that links clinicians and communities. Some of the examples at our AI Health for All Center that we have been using include natural language processing of notes. So because of our electronic health record system, everything is digital. And this was one difference that we discussed with our colleagues in Peradeniya. We are exploring the use of artificial intelligence chatbots for treatment using psychotherapy, digital phenotyping with smartphones, wearable monitors. We're also looking at suicide risk prediction models, personalizing treatment, voice analysis, and emotion recognition. We have a pipeline for the development of some of our research that uses AI-powered mental health screening from our clinical records to biosensors. So, trying to have the whole range of technologies at our disposal. There are various challenges with artificial intelligence that need to be considered. First is the privacy and data security. We really want to make sure that mental health data has robust protections and that patients are aware that we're using these technologies. Second, there's a significant potential for algorithmic bias and stigma. So depending on the data that we use to train these models, we may be inadvertently incorporating this bias into the models, and we have to be very vigilant for this. We also need to consider ways to have safety and human oversight of this. We want artificial intelligence to support our best practices, and we want to have the potential for humans in the loop. But certainly, we don't want AI, making decisions independently that we can't, in some ways, audit or monitor. But we believe that there's a path forward, that these challenges can be worked through and addressed as we develop the technology further. Our work with Peradeniya has now opened up several opportunities. We have a monthly group meeting that includes faculty and students from engineering and psychiatry. And we have a number of projects. In fact, we have a joint paper that came out. We're working on another paper together. And we're looking for ways to share training programs, provide workshops for students, and also trying to think about logical ways that the technology we use can be developed into Sri Lanka's ecosystem. Not having electronic health records, shifts our locus of thinking about how these technologies might be deployed. Really, thinking about some of the cell phones and devices that people interact with on a daily basis. So I just want to, post, if you're interested in getting involved, we certainly welcome contact from our colleagues in Peradeniya. I want to thank Professor Lama and Dr. Sivananthan for, really being at the vanguard of this and helping to really bring our institutions together. They both have been amazing supporters of this whole domain of work. And I look forward to our next steps. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I would like to welcome Dr. Nigel Browning, consultant at Sivananthan Laboratories, USA, and director of the Albert Crew Center for Electron Microscopy, as well as the Relativistic Ultra-Fast Electron Diffraction and Imaging National Facility at the University of Liverpool, a leading expert in advanced electron microscopy and materials science. He has contributed significantly to cutting-edge research and international collaboration.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nigel Browning, and I am Professor of Electron Microscopy in the School of Engineering at the University of Liverpool. I'm also a strategic advisor to Sivananthan Laboratories and the Chief Scientific Officer and co-founder of Sensory Vision Limited, which is a joint venture between the University of Liverpool, Sivananthan Laboratories, and a few other investors. So today I'm going to talk about how we are developing artificial intelligence for high spatial and temporal resolution electron microscopy, and how that's applied to material science and also biological applications. Okay, so I started working with Professor Sivananthan in the 90s, developing electron microscopy. This is actually a schematic that I had from back then. It shows how we form an electron beam, and we can form that with atomic resolution, scan it over the surface of a specimen, and we can get information on both the atomic structure and the electronic configuration. Now, the work that we were doing together back in those days was to study interfaces and defects in mercury cadmium telluride. And some of the microscopy there has helped to understand interfaces and defects and develop material, the groundbreaking work that Sivananthan Laboratories has done, leading to mercury cadmium telluride essentially as the cornerstone for space-based infrared imaging. Now, there's more things that we can do with electron microscopy. Here's just an example showing atoms and an interface. We can actually count all of the atoms, whatever type of contrast we want to use. We can work out what their bonding is, what their chemistry is. This allows us to get all kinds of different information from material science. Now, we can go a step further when we're looking at things in a microscope and study dynamics. This is actually looking at an electrolyte in a lithium-ion battery. And so you can see that as you go through the charging and discharging process, when the charging takes place, we start to deposit these lithium dendrites. And then when we go to the other side and start discharging, then you can see that the whole thing is not 100% efficient, and we're still left with these dendrites in the material. And these dendrites are actually what is causing the degradation of batteries. And now we can see that directly inside of the electron microscope. Now, for all of these cases, the problem with doing these experiments is that the electron beam contains a sample. So what we want to do is to reduce the amount of dose we can put into it. And what we've done is develop this idea of sparse sampling. So here's just a couple of examples. There are two images you can see that have only a few of the pixels being acquired. And those are then using artificial intelligence to create a dictionary, which you can see in the middle. And that dictionary is then used to reconstruct the full image. If we can do this, we can take the dose that goes into our experiment down to around about between 1 to 10% of the total dose, really speeding things up and also reducing the effect of the electron beam. Now, the way that this works is pretty easy to understand, and I'll just go through a simple example of that. So you have this more complex signal that we have on the right side here, and we know that that, in this case, is made up of these 4 individual signals that are on the left side. Those just trying to post on. Now, if we know that they're made up of only those 4 signals, it actually means that we're very constrained in terms of what can fit for that more complex signal. And it turns out that you don't really need very much information to be able to get that to fit. And here's just an example showing when we go down to 2.5% of the data, which is actually only 2 points on the system. We can get a pretty good fit for the whole set. Now, in this case, there's no artificial intelligence involved because we know what the signal is and we know what the components are. And so it's very easy to do a mathematical fit to that. Where the artificial intelligence comes in is for our experiments. We don't know what the signal is and we don't know what the individual components are. And that's what we have to solve using artificial intelligence. And the algorithm that we use typically is something called beta process factor analysis, or BPFA. It's a standard way of going through the process, but when combined with electron microscopy, it allows us to get much lower doses into the system, much lower signals, and much faster reconstructions. So this actually can be implemented on all electron microscopes. Actually, all imaging systems, we can do this. We just plug it into a box, plug it into a microscope, and off we go to create the maps. So here's an example from a microscope. This is looking at gold nanoparticles. You can see here we're actually getting, this is a signal that's applied at each one of these pixels. As we're going through the process, then we can reconstruct from this an atomic resolution image of the gold nanoparticles. And you can see the atomic structure as it's being formed. Because we're doing this on an image-by-image basis, we don't have hallucinations that are a problem for artificial intelligence. The compressed sensing version of AI that we're using allows us to change the focus, change the conditions, and always acquire a really uniform reconstruction to come out from the whole process. Now, after we've done the reconstruction, we can then optimize it so we can de-blur and get a super resolution. And you can see here on the left-hand side, this is with 25% of the pixels for reconstruction. But then when we optimize the reconstruction, you get a very accurate picture of all of the atoms in the nanoparticles. And you can actually start to see individual atoms that are jumping around, hopping off in between these larger nanoparticles. So overall, it gives us a very, very good level of reconstruction from our images. Now, as well as being applied to material science, we can also do it for structural biology. So here is looking at a cell sample, and we're going through and using a fib to cut out sections of that cell sample as we go through the thickness and getting a complete reconstruction of the 3-dimensional structure. So again, by using the lower doses in the compressed sensing and reconstructing the whole system, we can get rid of the electron dose, we get rid of artifacts, we get rid of blurring, and everything gets a lot quicker. And here's just an example of that. This is another image that's taken from sparse sampling using the cryo-FibSem, and this is called slice and view. And you can see there are artifacts on this left-hand side that are coming in that look like they're actually real structures that are going in there, but they're really just damage caused by the electron beam. So as we've gone through the process here with developing these methods, we started working on the mercury cadmium telluride. We've gone through to expand that to get into interactions that work on all kinds of different materials. And now we're getting into the case where by developing this new company, moving forward with these applications, we're now doing science on a level that actually impacts into the medical sciences as well. So in summary, basically Sivananthan Laboratories, the collaborators that are brought into that and co-invested high-tech companies like Sensei Vision continues to develop all these new materials, these advanced methods, and sensors that can drive solutions to a lot of the modern societal needs. And with that, I will thank you for your attention and only there.
Thank you. And now I would like to invite Professor Lalani Atavara, Dean of the Faculty of Allied Health Sciences at the University of Peradeniya, who has been involved from the very beginning and has worked closely in strengthening collaborations within the faculty.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Professor Sivananthan, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Amavansa, distinguished guests, and those who are joining online, and all the members from Sivananthan Laboratories. Since we are running out of time, I would like to make a brief presentation on our collaboration. In year 2024, with the advice of the Professor Lamavansa, in fact, the Faculty of Allied Health Sciences had the opportunity to make collaborations with the UIC, and we, on the invitation of Professor Sivanathan, two staff members, including me, had the opportunity to visit the UIC, and we initiated the discussions with the several colleges like the College of Applied Health Sciences and the College of Pharmacy, and later with the School of Nursing, to initiate a few collaborations on different disciplines. Where the progress, if I talk, we have made collaborations with the collaborative research work with the UIC College of Applied Health Sciences and the Department of Physiotherapy on a pulmonary rehabilitation research work. And this research work has been completed at the moment, and the manuscript has been drafted in collaboration with Dr. Joel Hardwick from the UIC side, and ongoing discussions are being held to finalize the manuscript for submission to a journal. And further, the abstract from this study titled Outcome of Pulmonary Rehabilitation in Sri Lanka, a 12-week long program evaluation, has been submitted to a Singapore International Conference. And the co-author, Mr. Myron, will be presenting the outcome of these findings in the Singapore International Physiotherapy Congress held in July in Singapore to disseminate the knowledge on this study. Further, co-supervision of a MPhil conducted by Ms. Helene Anuradha, a lecturer attached to the Department of Physiotherapy, has been initiated, and Ms. Anuradha has registered with the High Degrees Committee of the Faculty of Medicine, and her MPhil study is on segmental lung sound analysis, with the support of Dr. Rich Sivarin from the UIC side as one of the co-supervisors. And a pilot study has been completed, and she has presented the outcomes in the annual sessions of the Sri Lanka College of Pulmonologists. And she's, in fact, at the moment conducting her MPhil studies successfully with the help of the co-supervision of Dr. Rich Sivarin from the UIC side. And the two systematic reviews has been initiated with the help of UIC, and they have been registered under Prospero, and the full text screening has been completed, and currently she's in the data extraction stage to publish these two systematic reviews on her research. And moving to the workshops conducted with the help of College of Applied Health Sciences, two webinars have been completed in the year 2025 for the postgraduate physiotherapy students and the physiotherapists working in the industry, and a webinar on critical appraisal conducted by Professor Sangeeta Madhavan from UIC side, and then another webinar on cardiac rehabilitation was conducted by Dr. Joel Hardwick for the physiotherapist working in the industry. And two webinars on tele-rehabilitation and cardiac rehabilitation have been planned, similar to the last year, for the new batch of MSc physiotherapy students and for the physiotherapists working in the industry. And the collaboration extended with the UIC College of Nursing and the Department of Nursing. And with that collaboration, a one-day workshop titled Advancing Global Health Nursing was successfully conducted. And a total of 75 nurses from across the country participated, including the MSc nursing students, and it was successfully completed with the help of Professor Jeremy are from the School of Nursing. And further, with his, in fact, full collaboration, 3 staff members of the Department of Nursing have received the waiver opportunities to attend the research methods in nursing science, an online program conducting by the College of Nursing. Uh, in fact, it is offered for the graduate nursing students and early career researchers. So 3 of our nursing staff members have received the fee waiver and opportunity to participate in this research online program. And talking about the future plans, research collaborations are in pipeline, and to initiate joint research projects and to foster co-authorship opportunities for impactful publications. Manuscript writing, dedicated efforts will be initiated to support collaborative writing and submission of research projects and papers to high quality journals. And free CPD courses to organize and for specially to the nurses working in the different healthcare settings in Sri Lanka, and for nursing lecturers from Jaffna, Ruhuna, KDU, and Japra universities, and for their professional growth and knowledge sharing. And then staff exchange program is one of the other objective, where the opportunities for staff exchange to promote cross-cultural learning and academic enrichment will be again in the pipeline. So I must thank Professor Sivananthan and the Sivananthan Laboratories and the UIC 3 colleges, College of Applied Health Sciences, College of Nursing, for giving us opportunity to have and collaborations with them and to have a sustainable collaboration and international recognition to the Faculty of Allied Health Sciences here at University of Peradeniya. And thank you very much for all of you and giving us the opportunity to present our joint collaborations today. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. And now I would like to invite Professor Lilantha Samaranayake, Dean of the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Peradeniya, who has played a key role in expanding the scope of collaboration by bringing in external partners such as the Fulbright program, extending its impact beyond the University of Illinois system and Sivananthan Laboratories to a wide international academic network.
Thank you very much. Deputy Vice Chancellor, sir, former Vice Chancellor, sir, members of the all delegates who have joined online, Dr. Sivananthan, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I promise I won't take that long time. This is collaboration with these organizations on colloquium in academic preparation for Sri Lankan educators with the University Grants Commission initiative of University Business Linkage. Peradeniya University also started BLITO, Business Linkage, Incubation, Innovation and Technology Transfer Office, and parallel to that, faculties started their own incubation centers under that. So facilities have been provided for the students to grow with their innovations. However, how to drive this force with academic PhDs, that is converting academic PhDs into entrepreneurs. That's the gap that we identified. And the Fulbright Commission of Sri Lanka came up with a program containing a lot of experts, predominantly from the United States and others from Singapore, India, etc. January this year to Sri Lanka, where about 50 to 60 participants, again, half of them from the University of Peradeniya, and another half from University of Moratu, Kelaniya, KDU, Jaffna, and various other places participated. It was a very fruitful experience to this early career academics. And all this happened thanks to Dr. Sivalingam Sivananthan and the Sivananthan Laboratories, because they are the sponsors of this massive event. 20 resource persons from across the world participated, and 60 participants. They all discussed a lot of things relevant, and in my background, you could see the program. It is still available in the capsule 2026.pdn.ac.lk for you to have a look at it, what really went there. And looking into the future, Fulbright Commission is planning to have this kind of an event next year or later this year towards the end at Southeastern University to continue the dialogue. And from Peradeniya end, we didn't just stop there at the colloquium, but the networks that were initiated during that discussions keep moving forward. For example, let me quote one. The Hatch, which is the world's #1 co-worker space provider, has come forward to offer the co-working spaces here in Peradeniya as well as in Colombo, where our students will get an opportunity to go with their startups, which is a massive achievement, as I see, being a person who has been working in this area for quite some time. So let me take this opportunity to thank Dr. Sivananthan and the Sivananthan Laboratories for making this generous futuristic contribution. And we wish the very best and good health to Dr. Siva. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now I would like to invite Professor Arinda Dharmapala, a distinguished surgeon who has stood out for his strong clinical expertise and continuous pursuit of excellence. He's also trained in robotic surgery and remains actively engaged in ongoing professional development, contributing to the advancement of modern surgical practice at the University of Peradeniya.
USA presentation.
Yeah.
Videos have to meetings. All right.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. So, first of all, Professor Lammawansa, Professor Ranjit Pallekama, Dr. Sivananthan, who's joining online. First of all, I like to thank Professor Sivananthan and Sivananthan Laboratories for giving us this opportunity to have this first-time robotic experience in US. So this was the first part of it, and then through that we were able to get exposed to the American system of healthcare, and also developed links with them. So I'm going, since it's very short period of time, so I'll just get on with the thing that what we experienced. So as we went in, we met those two senior consultants who have been working in the UIC, and we were exposed to the UIC hospital directly, and we were welcomed there. And then we were able to get the first-hand experience of robotic surgery, and also work in the simulation lab to develop our skills and to complete some of the modules that they have in that program, and also met some of the leading surgeons there to have some collaboration with them. So actually, at the moment we are in collaboration with them. We are going to get them down for our surgical congress as well. So as I told you earlier, so we were able to get, this is one of the world's best centers for robotic training, and even from UK and other countries, they come here for get themselves trained. And just to so 3 of us went, and then this is just to show you how it works. So you operate like this. The people who are not in the medical field will realize it's the surgeon is sitting here, and then with 2 fingers you can do whatever you want with just using 2 fingers. So instrument handling and all that is with 2 fingers. So it's amazing how you do it. And it so this my colleague is completing our modules. Since it's taking time, I'll just go to the next slide. So if you can see it, even the instruments which are there, just there's another glimpse. I don't know, it has rotated. So the instruments there is different, and towards the end you can see the surgeon who was doing, so they are completing some work. And this is the if you imagine, this is the patient, and this is the surgeon who was operating and just walking away. So so this is a very advanced system. So and it is, I mean, it's in US, of course, for everything they use robotic surgery. So but the problem for us is that the cost factor. Now, if you look at the one which we practice, it's Da Vinci thing, and which is very costly. So purchase is about 1.5 million US dollars, and the maintenance is also 150,000 US dollars. So in realistic, if you really look at it realistically, it's out for us. But we can keep our hopes on, because unfortunately you can't see the top part. The Indians have developed this mantra system, which is more reasonable. So we are looking at this system. And actually, from College of Surgeons, we have now negotiating with a private firm to bring it down to at least have it in one place in Colombo, kind of private-public partnership, and which seems to be quite all right for us. I mean, even the capital cost is manageable, and the running cost is not that much. It's about 30,000, 40,000 rupees for a thing. So we manage, I mean, not us, but managed to get the NMR approval for this also. So so it's in the pipeline. So whether we can do it in Peradeniya or not, we have to just, it's still we can't really say what we can do here. In addition to that, we were able to meet these experts in different fields, and we started collaborating. And actually, we have we met professor in molecular biology, Professor Rana. So we started this initial project where we have now got the ethical approval, and also we have applied for a grant, but unfortunately with the grant we didn't receive it. But we have started collecting data, and we managed to get them down, and we had a kind of visit with this American surgeon and also this professor. So that's where we are at the moment with regard to research. And then, of course, we got the opportunity of visiting the medical education center, and also meeting Professor Sue Park. And then we had some experience there as well. And it was continued with 2 or 3 workshops, which was held in Sri Lanka as well. And then we were fortunate enough to have this visit to Sivananthan Laboratories, and then we had discussions regarding, medical, our requirements, where there are scientists, whether they can help us. So we had some discussions there. And of course, we had some fond memories also. So I must thank Professor Sivananthan Laboratories for giving us this opportunity, and actually it's opened up a whole new world for us. And I hope that we can just build on this for the university as well, for the Peradeniya University. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And having now come to the conclusion of this segment of our program, we open the floor for questions, reflections, and ideas from the audience, and we warmly welcome your thoughts. It seems like we don't have questions, so I'm just going to go to the end. I would like to invite...
Ma'am, just a comment, ma'am, please.
Yeah, please go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I'm a batchmate of Siva, whom I have known for 50 years. So my name is Dhammika Premratna, and my wife Indra is also a batchmate of hers who did physics with him. So we are very proud of him and also what he has contributed, and it's phenomenal. So I just want to thank him and also thank the university for creating this opportunity for everyone to know and understand. And I wish that there were more people to listen to this. Again, keep up the good work, Siva, and keep up the connection, and let's try and see whatever we can do to continue to contribute to Peradeniya. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to invite Professor Ranjit Pallegama, our Deputy Vice Chancellor, to speak a few words.
Good morning to everybody. Professor Sivananthan, Professor Lamavansa, Deans of the Faculties, colleagues, and Professor Sivananthan's colleagues of 76 batch, and all other distinguished guests who are here physically and online. I was observing from the morning the proceedings, and also I have been involved in certain discussions and the gatherings in relation to these projects which were unfolding under the generous contributions and the guidance by Professor Sivananthan, and also former Vice Chancellor Professor Lamavans, and also the present Vice Chancellor, and the different coordinators of the projects of different faculties. And so when we look at the progress of the work that has been there under these different entities, I'm really glad that there is some tangible outcomes at this stage. I'm pretty sure that these will progress, and at the same time, the things that are taking place in other universities as well. Like this batch, the 76 batch, which is led these activities which are led by Professor Sivananthan. I think I was just thinking and having a chat with Professor Lamavansa that if every year, if every batch can do the same, and if there is a small group of every batch who will contribute and assist the alma mater from which they graduated, I think the University of Peradeniya will go a long way. I think that is a very promising area that we need to capitalize. And I was thinking, and we have been working on this university, in addition to the Alumni Association of the University of Peradeniya, university taking an active role in connecting, registering, so we are working with our web developers regarding on this now. Already we have started work. So listing, collaborating, and connecting with alumni and collaborators and industry partners. These are very important areas for the University of Peradeniya. Actually, from recent years, we have achieved certain amount of progress in this regard. So I would like to report that as well. So once again, without taking much time, let me congratulate and thank and appreciate the work and the contribution of Professor Sivananthan and also his colleagues. At the same time, the inception and the conceptual beginning that was initiated at the under Vice Chancellorship of Professor Lamavansa, and also which was carried forward by the present Vice Chancellor and all the coordinators, deans who supported this activity. So I really appreciate on behalf of the university the entire contribution, and that will set a this will be a model. Actually, this will be a great example, so that this which began in this way, I'm pretty sure this will go a long way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite Dr. N.M.T. Anupama, the coordinator of the collaboration between the University of Peradeniya, the University of Illinois System, and Sivananthan Laboratories to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. Deputy Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Ranjit Pallekama, Professor M.D. Lamavansha, dear Sir, Madam, and ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to stand before you today to deliver the vote of thanks. I will be very brief, but to mention all the pillars behind this program. First and foremost, I wish to express my sincere thanks to Professor Lakshman Disanayake, Chancellor, University of Peradeniya, Professor Terence Madhujit, Vice Chancellor, University of Peradeniya, and Professor Ranjit Pallegama, Deputy Vice Chancellor of University of Peradeniya, for their steadfast support, continued leadership, and inspiration. And I extend my sincere appreciation to Professor Kapila Seneviratne, Chairman, University Grants Commission, for being here today despite his busy schedule. My sincere thanks to all speakers of today's event, the distinguished academics of University of Peradeniya and University of Illinois, and Sivananthan Laboratories for their continuous support. Thank you very much for all the current and former deans of faculties who has initiated continued collaboration with extreme dedication. Without you, we won't be able to be here. We are extremely honored by the presence of alumni from 1976 batch on this occasion, without which this event won't be a successful one. Also, I would like to thank Professor Cyril Vijayasundara, who's the President of the Alumni Association, for contacting with all the alumni of University of Peradeniya. I must mention few names who has enormously contributed for the success of this event. Professor Oshan Ragel for the development of the web page for the center. Dr. Piyumali Pereira from Alumni Relations Office for coordinating support. Ms. Jennifer Edima, our professional Master of Ceremony. Mr. Mahesh Abhay Vikrama for and the entire staff of the Personal Relations Office for decorations, refreshments, and physical venue facilities. And Mr. Chamin Ekanayaka for coordinating the online program. And Mr. Gihan Darshana and the entire staff of the Vice Chancellor's Office for continuous support. I would also like to thank Professor Sivalingam Sivananthan, the man with a great vision, the backbone of this collaboration, and also who brought this concept for today's event. And a big thank you to Ms. Cynthia Ditters, Director Administration of Sivananthan Laboratories, for coordinating from the end of University of Illinois and Sivananthan Laboratories. Last but not least, my sincere thanks to Professor M.D. Lamavansha, Professor Susuji Vikramasinghe, Professor Damayanti Desanayaka, and Professor Manoji Patirage for their guidance, support in every step of the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of today's program, may the ideas shared today continue to grow into lasting impact and future collaborations that go beyond this moment. With that being said, please rise for the national anthem.